I have to write it down so that I won't forget. Number one thing, sometimes ago I share that I'm a retired person from Lagos State something. So I compared recently. I compared ROI on this Green Monday business with that of paper investment. Honestly, there's no comparison.
Mm.
No comparison, because when you, and in fact, with what is happening now, ROI on paper investment will give you maybe something like 0.1% or 0.2% at the highest, or some, or 0.1% at the highest. So reader, this Green Monday business is actually, is a good one. That it's just that I'm trying to, devote more time to it, because there are a lot of things competing with my time. But definitely, I will do it better. So it's a good business, and it's a profitable one. That's number one. Number two, before I talk about personal testimony, number two, recently I made up my mind, since I listened to how Reader works and what makes it work by Dr. Onifade and the medical team that we had sometimes. So with all those testimonies and discussions, I made up my mind personally that everyone I meet that I discover has an issue with health, I was going to talk with that person. So there are some people I will just walk up to them, like pleading, and say, please just use this thing. Take it and go and use it. You may pay me later. So there's one lady that has problem with ulcer. I've been working with her. I've been talking with her for a very long time, but recently she bought a 250 mil, and then she came back again to buy another one. I was like, how is it with you? And she said she's okay. And, that means that it's working for her, because each time she has attack of that ulcer, days she will be on bed, or she could be admitted in the hospital. So I thank God for that. Number two is another lady with this issue of thyroid. We just discovered that there's something swollen around the neck. She went to the hospital to lose, and she was loaded with all manner of drugs. In fact, that drugs itself is also constituting nuisance for her. But the persuasion, take reader bitters and things like that. She decided to take a bottle. And that one bottle that she took, she came back to tell me that that period she was able to sleep well, the BP came down, and the thyroid, there's a reading for this thyroid that the reading became lowered. And at that time, that was under the lockdown. She couldn't see the doctor at that time. So she couldn't maintain it, because there was no one to assess her at that time. And so now she's coming back for another bottle. And that tells me that by God's grace, that issue of thyroid will be resolved totally. Then there's a senior colleague that sometimes ago I gave her testimony. She complained of high BP and high cholesterol. She started using Reader bitters and fat burner. But recently she had to buy Reader bitters and fire for the husband, because the husband is competing with her for the Reader bitters, that she's using. Now, coming back to personal use, sometimes ago, CM asked us to be stating what we do daily, how we use the products and things like that. So, and I've been writing Reader bitters, Reader cleanser, the balm, and the disinfectant almost every day. So, this balm, let me start with the balm. I had a scar on my leg. I think I sustained that injury when I was very, very young, maybe as a teenager or as a child. I couldn't remember. But it's been a very, very long time. So recently I hit that particular spot. I hit it, and the place opened up, and all of a sudden, before I knew it, it got swollen, and it became very, very painful. So I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? I cleansed it with the disinfectant, and I started applying the balm every day, 2 times in a day. Started applying the balm. Today, the whole place is dried up. And so my husband has a strain on his neck some days back, and the whole place was swollen. The whole body became very hot, and I was like, "What is this one?" So we started applying the balm, and then with a heat from hot water, and today everything has gone down. The body temperature is okay. The swollen part is down, and it's okay now. Now, about this thing that happened recently, this protest. Some people lost their businesses, they lost their wares, those things they sell. And so I started talking with 2 people, and I told them, once they spoke with me this morning, and I was like, when you do this Green Monday business, you are going to recover. You even discover that you make more money than what you are here you have been making. And the two of them, very soon, I'm trusting the Lord that the two of them will join me in this business. So I want to pause for all the speakers to share their testimony. Thank you, sir.